so close yet so far because you were in it for so long, and then it just, the wheels came off.
That's it. That's it. I mean, that's exactly what I just said to the players. That's the disappointing thing. It's literally we stayed in the fight for as long as we can, and as soon as they got ascendancy, then they ran away with it. But I suppose in their defense, and talking about our players' defense, we were chasing 4 tries and we were playing lots of rugby, and we were generally trying to basically score as many tries as we can, and it counted. We probably shot ourselves in the foot because every time we turned it over, they went and scored the other side. So it was like a double whammy. Every time we were, and I don't think going into our shell and trying to keep the score down was necessarily, as I said, we needed to get it. We were trying to get 4 tries to get a point out of that game, and that was more at one stage. It was more obvious that we could get 4 tries than it was for us to actually win the game.
And Jake, when you look at how close it is between the top 4 teams in the pool, do you sort of look back at the campaign in one of those what could have been sort of emotions, simply because obviously what happened with Northampton?
Yeah. So I was going to say to you that the thing I realize now, and it's no one's fault, is the margins are so small. I generally thought after the first 20 minutes against Northampton, we would get 5 points there because we were really dominating. We ended up not getting 1, and that, I mean, if we had 5 points there, no one says that we would have won any other games, but the point is you just go with a completely different mindset into where you are now. I mean, that's you've said it before. It's not easy to when you're fighting and you're not getting results. You got to start going back to the basics. So yeah, it is one of those campaigns, and I would say that's the one thing about Champions Cup is you've seen it with all the teams. It's when you get it wrong. When you look at a side like Sale Sharks, they got beaten by 40 points today. I mean, who would have thought that? And Stade Francais beat Northampton. Stade Francais are they're second last in the top 14, and they beat the team that won the Premiership last year. Now, no one would have thought that. But again, it highlights how difficult it is to sort of advance in this competition.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, sir.
Jake, another tough loss to take. Any positives you can take out of this defeat?
JJ, I mean, I think that there were moments that I thought some guys put their hands up and they were competitive. It is, it's never easy when you emotionally off the game trying to find positives, but we're trying to create depth, and there's no way you can mimic this at training. There's no ways you can simulate this kind of pressure or this kind of atmosphere at training with a group of players. So 5 guys in the team are still under 23. And again, it's no excuse, but there's no other way that I can put them under pressure in a better place than some of the staff did as well, is that it's a very tough place to play when you come away from home, and it's very tough in France.
So looking ahead to next week, Stade Francais at home at Loftus. Hopefully we can get a lot of fans in. But what's the plan heading forward? Are you guys just accepting that the Champions Cup is over and done with? There's still a small chance that you could make the playoffs, but yeah.
I think it is, JJ. I think it is. No, but I think it is done because we got no points and every other team's got points. And I can't see that. I mean, I think it's only Stade Francais that are still an option. But I mean, I think that we can't catch Castres if we win anyway. So I think Champions Cup is over for us. What we're going to try and do is just worry about a performance next week. Make sure we play well and make sure we get momentum going into the URC, which obviously starts the next weekend.
Thanks, Jake. Safe flight back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Jake. Tough luck. Would you
Yep.
write down the ill discipline and the set piece woes that you had tonight? Would you write that down to inexperience at this level?
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing. And the other thing I write it down to, this team hasn't played. I mean, it's no one's fault, but it's just the way it is. We were off for 3 weeks. It's one of those, whoever I brought was going to be 3 weeks shy of a game. Castres played last weekend in the top 14. So it's one of those unfair, I suppose, comparisons, because you're never going to be able to play right through Christmas. It's the way it is, and then you're going to come a little bit underdone, and whatever team I brought would have probably still struggled to find rhythm. But I suppose that is, JJ asked just now, I suppose the one thing I really was happy about is the way we started. You know, for a team that hasn't played together, for a team that's been off for 3 weeks, you know, been basically on holiday. I thought the way we played the first sort of 30, 40, 50 minutes was good, but I just don't think we had the firepower to put them away. And the difference was that they showed they had the firepower all over the field. You know, once they got going forward and once they got behind us, it was difficult to stop them.
Yeah, it's a very senior team you played against, with a lot of youngsters. But you must be proud, especially in the first half, because you always talk about the depth that you want to build. And that's the way to start, is just expose them at this level.
Exactly, Annemie. I mean, I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I said to the media now in the field is, how else do you put guys like Corne Beets and Katlego, Atlabela, how do you put them in trainings never like this, you know? And yeah, they're all good players, they've all been good juniors, and they've got to be exposed to this. You can't put them in cotton wool at all, you know. And it's not ideal. I mean, it's not great. I mean, anyone who goes through a rugby game and feels as though you've come out the other side and you've been a bit bashed, it's not easy. But yeah, I was really proud the way we kept them out in the first half. I mean, I also think, to be fair, I don't know if you saw it on TV, but the wind, you know, they won the toss and they wanted to play with the wind the second half, and we just couldn't get back in their half the second, you know, back into their half in the second half. We had the chances in the first half due to the fact that we were with the wind. But I think, again, they just, because they understand their field and they understand the conditions, they just, once they got on top, we probably had to play into a wind against a hell of a good defense and put ourselves under pressure.
Thank you very much, and good luck for next.